And after a long time away, we are back with another Socratic Gamers podcast.
Yeah.
Vish was away on pilgrimage and could not join for the 4 weeks. But we're back, better than ever.
Yes.
So, listen, enjoy, and we don't do the support. We don't name things anymore because we have commercials. So I guess what we're gonna do is say our favorite thing. What was your favorite thing from the podcast, Vish? We've done that before. But
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends, I like that. I'm gonna say, Battle Angel. A review of Battle Angel.
The 2-minute of it?
The 2-minute review. I'd say that was my favorite part of the podcast.
All right.
So yeah, enjoy, listen, and if you haven't seen Battle Angel yet, you should definitely go check it out. No. Especially in IMAX.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Here we go.
1. Boom, and we're back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. It's been a while. I'm pretty excited about this one because Vish was away in India for his yearly pilgrimage to the temples, in which he venerates each of the gods and thanks them for another year of prosperity,
right? Sure.
Love, joy, and acceptance.
Okay.
So this is your weekly roundup. I know it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you've been watching our other ones, catching up, or maybe even the walkthroughs. Who knows?
Yeah.
So in this episode, we talk about 4 different things that we thought were cool from the week, but this is actually going to span 4 weeks because Vish has been away. So first on the docket, we're going to talk about Vish's trip. Okay, so how is India? How are the temples?
I guess, the same.
I think the thing that they're all wondering, though, is did you find the Shiva statue?
No.
You did not find the Shiva statue. Okay, why did you not find the Shiva statue?
Because
break it down, though. Yeah,
so they are there, but it's like made up of different, like, I didn't find them solid kind of things, like material-wise.
Okay.
And I just felt like I want to, like, it didn't look cool.
Right. My main question is, like, how come they don't place a lot of emphasis on Shiva? I was like Googling.
It depends on
the region, right?
Yeah.
But there's only one Shiva statue that I saw, like a giant Shiva statue.
Yeah. You have to go. Yeah, you have to go around that area to get those.
But like, why? Like, how is it? Because he's like the destroyer god?
I'm not the best one to answer this, but I don't know. Ganesha is the most prominent one because he's always the
obstacle breaker and stuff. Like
exactly.
Everybody
and people have that, like, as in there. You know how they have in cars?
Okay, yeah, okay. You have one, right?
Yeah.
You have a little statue, a little Ganesh statue.
Yeah, well, my parents, yeah.
But why would you put it in the car? I don't understand.
Remover of obstacles.
But
so
no traffic. So they're praying
not
for no
necessarily.
traffic.
No.
Because India, there's a lot of traffic. So like, hey,
it's not traffic.
Let today be the good day.
So nothing. So you don't, get in an accident, things like that.
Oh, okay. But wouldn't the destroyer god be better? So anyone that comes into your vicinity would just like vanish.
No, that's.
You know what I mean? Like.
No, it doesn't mean that.
All right, fine.
Because you could get in that accident.
But see, like, I feel like Ganesh is so stereotypical or standard as like a Hindu deity that everyone.
Yeah, because the Simpsons.
Oh yeah, that's true. As the Simpsons. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's so funny, dude. How sad is that just changed culture? Like, everyone's like, oh, do you like? I've heard of Hinduism. Yeah, the Ganesh guy, right? Because of the Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I want to get like well, this is like merging into our later on topic, but I want to get the Shiva tattoo instead of the Ganesh one because like I feel like I like Shiva because destroyer, death.
Yeah.
I think death's super important to like focus your mind on. But like I feel like people who get like standard yoga tattoos are like Ganesh or like the Om symbol.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Those are the standard popular ones to get.
Yeah. Anyway, so what else is cool about India? Is it super hot there?
Oh yeah, it was like when I left, I think it was like that day or a couple days before was like -30, something like that. Like feels like -30 here.
Crazy, yeah.
So it's over there is like +30.
Did you have jet lag?
Yeah, the first couple days.
Okay, and how did you switch? I know that you went back to work right away.
Oh, I mean coming back.
No, I mean there. Because like that's the only
'cause
bad part about traveling so far, right? The
It's
jet
because I
lag.
slept actually, like on the plane, which is funny. There's like not a lot of people coming on British Airways from
Okay.
here to London.
Okay.
So like I had the full, like 3 seats as a bed.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. And so you just
So
like.
I guess I just slept for most of my trip.
So then once you got to India, you were like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what about coming back?
Coming back, because I guess it's, I don't know. It
You were
it
gone?
affected. Yeah, it affected.
Really?
me,
Eh?
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Did you actually visit any temples? I was just trolling you.
Well, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. And you were saying like that Christianity, Catholicism is there.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
a
mean,
very-
a lot of all the religions are there, I think.
Well, all right. So what would you say is very like myth busting? Not really myth busting, but like delusion breaking about India. You know, like people like look at India as like this like mystical land.
Okay.
You know, of like
Sure.
I still have yet to go. I'd like to go,
Okay.
but like you know, everyone's like, oh, it's like India's like this holy land of blah blah. Is it really like that, or is it just like assumption?
Like I don't know what they're
good
thinking.
example. Good example. When I went to Japan,
Mm.
sushi was not as prevalent as much as curry rice.
Okay.
So it's like when I went, I was like, where the hell's the goddamn sushi? I thought it'd be like everywhere, right? But there's more sushi in like Hong Kong than there was in Japan because
Okay.
it's more like, not to say that there isn't sushi in Japan, but it's just more like it's more upscale.
Mhm.
You know, like over here we're like, oh, you want to go to all you can eat sushi? Oh yeah, there's sushi joint right around the corner.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like over there, it's more like pork curry cutlets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's a good example for you for that? Oh, all right.
I don't know. I guess I've been there many times.
Hold on,
I
wait.
got used to it maybe.
Oh wait. We're gonna cut the podcast right here because baby wants a little bit of love. We're gonna pull her over. 1 second. And we are back. I've caught the dog, giving her a little bit of love. She's if you're new to this podcast, you won't know that we have a dog that's very needy and needs lots of love.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So when we do these podcasts, she wants to be a part of it. Anyways, so what's a myth busting like assumption?
I don't know. Give me an example.
Okay, are there a lot of holy people walking around
And near temples, yeah, I guess so.
near temples? Is everyone super nice and giving?
Depends.
Do they all have malas?
No.
Do they all practice yoga?
No.
Do
Not all. I mean, I don't know. It's not something I asked.
is that's all I really got. Are there deity statues everywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's one major thing. Is do
Yeah.
they all wear saris
I mean, yeah. Not. I mean,
to work?
no. I mean, it's a mix. It's a mix of both.
Do they bow their hands and like greet you, like with some sort of, like so in Thailand they're like
No.
Sawadee Krap.
What?
They like bow at you and they're like Sawadee Krap in Thailand. Is it something like that there or no?
I don't think so.
No? All right.
I mean, that's the normal namaste thing.
Oh, they say namaste?
I guess as a general greeting, but it's not like you don't say that to strangers just off the street like that.
Okay. Okay, so I think we've established that India is not as holy as Thailand. Because Thailand, there's actually quite a few monks walking around, and they all bow and do prayer hands at you.
Okay.
Saying Sawadee Krap.
All right.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I was going with that one. I was just curious to see
I
if
think
like
it depends where
the
you
assumptions.
go. There are areas that are more religious, I guess.
Okay, but on the whole, you would say it's not as like religiously inclined.
I mean, I don't know. People keep to their homes if they're religious. They don't generally talk about it.
Okay, so it's not like a overtly in your face religious area.
No,
Oh,
I don't think so.
okay. Well, yeah.
I mean, Emil's only there for like a couple weeks. I don't really notice.
But you've been there like quite a few
Yeah,
times.
quite a few times, but
You live there too.
this is when I was very young, though.
Mhm. Yeah. So, all right. Most memorable thing from the trip, go.
What? Oh, Goa.
Goa? You like Goa?
Yeah. Oh, no, another thing was all the pollution. Not
Oh, yeah,
memorable.
You came back
but I
and you were
hate
like coughing. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
It's the pollution that I.
Is it as bad
don't
as
like.
they say, like in China, where you have to put the mask on your face?
I think they should put masks on their
Really?
face. I
Oh,
think
it's that
so.
bad? Oh,
In
damn.
some
Okay, true.
areas, yeah. I was watching something. New Delhi has like, it's like a pack of cigarettes that you're breathing in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much pollution is in there.
Wow, that's super intense.
So they're like, yeah, they're saying it's hard to find people with pink lungs or whatever.
No, really?
Yeah.
But that's what I hear about the city too. Like if you live in
I
Toronto
guess it's in
and
the
stuff,
city.
you're like,
Yeah, maybe.
it's all the car and smog.
But here
and
it's
stuff.
not that bad. Not that bad.
True. Yeah.
Not even close.
Well, not even close, but still, the pollution's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
But in Goa is good though, because it's right by the.
Water.
Oh yeah. So it just clears out the air.
All right. So, do you find that you like city life better, or because I remember like when I went to the Philippines, and then like the city is not as enjoyable for me as like the countryside.
Yeah. Well, it's not clean, right?
But like even just the energy, like the vibe of the people are more chill. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say the same thing. over
Okay.
there. Yeah, it's the same.
You've been to in Philippines as well, so like, would you say it's something similar? Like,
Yeah,
remember we
I
were in
would
like
say it's
Kalibo
similar.
and stuff, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, oh, interesting. So it's like it won't be like a mind blow, because like I've heard so many people like, oh, when you go to India, it's just super intense. Your mind gets open. I'm like, yeah, but that's probably from just like a Western influence, because like if you've been to any other place in Asia, you'd be like, oh, this is pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, I've never been to India, but you've been to India and Philippines now, so it's like,
Mhm.
what would you say they're similar?
Yeah, I
Like-
would say that.
Okay, so if I go to India, I'm not gonna have my mind blown.
It depends, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Like, okay, is death rampant on the streets? I heard from this one person that lived in India that like,
What does that mean?
the bus hit a person, and they
Okay.
just moved the body on the side, and they just kept going
Uh,
because they were like an untouchable or something, like a low caste.
oh, I don't know. I didn't see anything like that.
Oh, okay. So I think there's a lot of misconception. I don't know.
I don't know. It depends where you are. I don't know how the big cities are like.
So you think that that's very common that people just get hit and just move the body and just keep going?
And you gotta move on with your life, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man.
True. Have you seen the rivers Ganges?
No, I don't think I've been there. No,
Oh, maybe we should go there, yeah.
I don't want to go there.
No, it's bad.
The water's dirty.
I know, right? I heard that.
I
Yeah,
would
it's
never
like
go
super
there.
dirty pollution. Yeah, no, like I
You
would never.
Yeah, it's. I would rather go where the water starts
Yeah,
from the mountains.
Himalayas.
Yeah. That's where it's a little better.
Somebody from work's in Tibet right now, and I was like looking at her photos, like, oh man, I gotta go to Tibet. That's where I'd want to go. One of those places, Tibet.
I don't
No?
know.
You wouldn't want to go?
No.
No, it's like I heard it's a tourist town, like in Kathmandu.
Yeah, but
It's a
the thing
tourist
with the thing with going there is I gotta always have like it's like the drinking water. Like,
Yeah, that's
the one thing that I
true.
gotta be careful about.
But see, like I was saying to Tara that like traveling, it's almost like it's kind of funny. It's like peering into my own psychology, but I like to like jump off into the deep end to understand something fully, and then like hence why I'm like keep getting covered with tattoos now, right? It's like jumping into the deep end. I'm like, what is this thing really, you know?
Okay.
And then like after traveling for those 5 months, like when you're saying about the water and stuff,
Yeah.
like it's funny how it becomes a repetitive process. Like
Mhm.
everyone's like, oh yeah, I want to travel and stuff, but if you actually break down what travel is, you just land at an airport, you have no idea where you're going, how to speak the language, how to get some water, but then the solutions always come the same. It's like, okay, I just have to, all all right, where's the taxi? Okay, where's the closest Wi-Fi where I can get the, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you kind of follow this repetitive pattern that like if you do traveling intermittently, like it's like it'd be like, all right, I'll travel every 3 years, right? But then when you do it in such rapid succession, you're kind of like, oh, I get what's going on here. Like
Right.
it's the same pattern, like, okay, I gotta visit the grocery store to get like lots of water. That's just another illusion dispelled. Yeah, that's why I want to check out India.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can get. I didn't get any water bottles, so I was heating up the water. That's
Oh,
all I
you
drank.
use hot water? Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's pretty smart. That's probably why they drink tea there, right?
I mean,
Like they boil the water.
what
and
about
drink
Britain
and
drinks
stuff.
tea too.
Or so you think they just like the taste of tea? Do people drink water there? Or are they like hydrated really well?
Yeah. I
Really?
mean,
People drink a lot of water? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think I just gotta go, like destroy all these assumptions of what I'm thinking. Yeah,
But it's always different, right? Cities are always going to be packed with people. Then,
true.
like, that's the thing you'll see. You'll see population.
All right, you're hearing it right now, folks. We're gonna plan an India trip.
Okay.
Not right now, but one day we're gone, and that'll be another vlog video.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts of your trip?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it.
All right, cool.
Met
Cool.
some people. So,
Nice.
yeah.
All right. Speaking of religiousness, I read. So this I was telling you earlier that Gnostic Christianity, Gnostic Gospels. Gnosticism means knowledge, right? So this is how it ties in, because I was like, okay, mine's gonna tie into yours. So India is the place where, so there's this guy Doubting Tom. So when Jesus dies, okay, this is the whole like backstory of Gnosticism. When Jesus dies, and he comes back to life, Thomas, one of his disciples, is like, I don't believe you're really Jesus. So Jesus is like, feel the holes in my hands. So that's where Doubting Tom, like, like the line, like, you're doubting Tom.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, it's from that, because he's like the Doubting Thomas. And then Jesus was like, I want you to understand more about the world or life. So go to India and learn. Because in the lost years of Jesus, allegedly he went to India to learn some of their stuff, right? And that's what like Christianity helped build upon.
Okay.
Like the philosophies of like Christianity.
Right. Yeah.
Hinduism, I mean, influenced Christianity. And
Yeah.
So what I found really interesting is from Gnosticism comes from the Gospels of Truth, which is the Gospels written by Thomas. And they don't really publicize this one because they see Christianity as an allegory.
Okay.
Fascinating, right? Because it's like so they break it down like Jesus didn't actually resurrect, but the lessons lived on through them. You know what I'm saying? And like heaven isn't actually a physical place.
Yeah.
It's like it's this world, but it's your perspective of the world, which sounds a lot like Hindu. I put the two words together. Hindu, Indian yoga philosophy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
Buddhist philosophy too, which I found pretty interesting, because then it's like, okay, these are the real truths. Because I wholeheartedly agree with this. Like you can never prove that there is going to be an afterlife. It may or may not be true,
Right.
but we do know that we have this life right now. So then why would you promise something of like an afterlife, right? And they bring it up in the Gnostic Gospels, control mechanisms. That's why they're banned. The Gnostic Gospels are banned because they say that like Christianity turned into this thing where a bishop would be like, oh, I'm ruling earth now. I am God. So now instead of us having a direct relationship with God, we have to go through the bishop. So it goes us, bishop, God. And then God will tell the bishop or the pope now what's up, And like in that way you can control an entire system, because it's like
Yeah.
do as I say, because God's speaking directly to me, And then if you look more into like how Christianity came about, it was for poor people, not to be like super negative, but like they had it really hard in life,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And like Jesus came about, he was a layman as well. He was a carpenter.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey guys, like your life doesn't have to suck as much as you think it's sucking right now."
Mm-hmm.
Right? But in the Gnostic Gospels, it's like, yeah, just change your perspective on life. Whereas in the Christian Gospels, it's like, cuz God is going to grant you a gift when you die.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was kind of fascinating. Whereas like in comparison to like Hinduism, there's no control mechanism, right?
Right. Yeah.
There's no control mechanism for Buddhism either.
No.
And yet they're looking at the same thing according to nice kill according to the Gnostic Gospels. Yeah. Fascinating. I just thought that was kind of cool. And like the tree of knowledge is the snake, right? Like you come to realize, as like Carl Jung said, like when you realize that you have a mind, then you have to like you realize life and death is a thing, so you eat from the tree of knowledge, but then you have to become super knowledgeable in order to realize that this whole interplay. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the snake was the good guy, and he was the impetus for us not being under a jealous master.
I mean, that's what the tree of knowledge, right? He led him to the tree of knowledge. It's why is knowledge bad?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. But that's what they're saying in these like Gnostic texts.
Right.
Like he was trying to gift us something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But is negative because when you realize you're going to die, you freak out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like our dog Athena doesn't know she's gonna die, so she hasn't eaten from the tree of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But then when she does eat from the tree of knowledge, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die." But then you have to become more knowledgeable and be like, "Hey, it's okay though."
Right.
Like, you know, enjoy your experience.
Yeah.
We're all a part of one singular thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like energy can't be created or destroyed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah. I just found that fascinating because, like, after reading the Gnostic Gospels, I'm like, but what I find interesting now is most people, when they decode the Bible, because, like, so, like, I'll be like, all right, do you think that's really true? And they're like, no, it's an allegory for, like, blah, blah, blah. And they'll try and, like, explain away how come the Bible is still relevant. But then it's like, yeah, you're just the logic you're using to explain this is Gnosticism.
Mm-hmm.
But that's banned because they don't want you to realize that there is no intermediary between you and God. There's no need for a bishop.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So people inadvertently are becoming Gnostics,
Mm-hmm.
which is against Christianity. You know what I mean? Like it's like through their study, they're like, wait, no, this actually makes more sense if we use it as an allegory. But then it's like, yeah, but that was Gnosticism, which was outlawed because the Romans wanted to control people by keeping bishops and like popes in place
Yeah.
to give out their indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the ninja book that I read, they were saying money and religion go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because you can control people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
as I was saying before too, which I found really fascinating, is like the best way to control someone is to be like, hey, this person loves you and they're going to want to give you all these gifts when you die. So then people are like, oh, I really want those gifts. And then when we're like, no, that makes no sense, bro. You got to think about it like this. And they're like, oh, you're infringing on my beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it's like, so it's the perfect like feedback loop.
Yeah.
You know, like I can never tell you you're wrong because then I'm infringing on your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fighting your own battle of hypnotism in your own head for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's
Mhm.
spiraling in on itself. Like it's the perfect mind control weapon. That sounds
Yeah.
really conspiratorial. But if you actually look at like anthropologically how humans operate, like this is like basic.
Yeah.
You know, like you have like a herd of people, how are you gonna herd them? Like you have a mass of people, how are you gonna herd them?
Mm-hmm.
Either through money, material gain, or spiritual gain. You know?
Yeah. That's true.
And I think the only way you can have a free wow, this is super dark web like like conspiratorial right now, but the only way you can have a free society is to realize that These are just like illusions we're creating for ourselves. So choose wisely what illusion you want to believe in, because ultimately, life is a story we tell ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like how you're just straight up agreeing with me here. So that's how I know I'm not crazy. Like, or maybe we're both crazy. Who knows?
Maybe.
You know. All right. So speaking of something that's not crazy, let's venture into the more chill zone.
Yeah,
of,
let's go.
Apex Legends. I just went down a deep rabbit hole in my mind there. My bad. I didn't expect to like tie those pieces together.
Break it down like that?
Yeah. It's been on my mind for a while. 4 weeks without you, and I've just been reading nonstop textbooks.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
like, oh my god, this is making a lot of sense right now. Anyways, yeah, Apex Legends, go.
So this came out when I was in India at the time, so I had internet access at least over there.
You couldn't play it there, right?
No. Yeah, I couldn't play it there, but I was watching as much videos as I could.
Mm-hmm. So,
And,
do you think it's the? Oh, yeah, you're gonna say.
no, I mean, what were you gonna say? Just
Do you think it's the Fortnite killer, like you told me?
yes.
I know. I have to admit too, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I played it too when you came back. We were playing
Mhm.
together, and
I was excited to play it as soon as I came back. I think the night that I came back here, I played it like in 1 or 2 games.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't remember. I think I went to bed.
you probably went to bed. Well, I played it and then I went to bed after because I was tired.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty meets Fortnite.
It's made by the people that made Titanfall,
Yeah,
so it's got a really good smooth running and
that's what I found out. You know what I really like about these games? That it's like you're giving it away for free.
yeah, this is
Is-
free game.
Or so how do they make their money? There's no advertising.
Nope.
Can you buy upgrades?
You're not buying upgrades. You're buying cosmetics.
Okay, so that's how they make their money.
That's how you make.
It's just like Pokemon Go.
Uh huh.
Like, if you don't want to get the coins, you could just buy coins.
Yep.
You know, but there's a free way to it. I think I like this model better. I hope more games in the future go
Well,
this way.
I think so. What happened was because of Fortnite's huge success,
Mm-hmm.
because it was a free game,
Mm-hmm.
that, and it was leading in like on Twitch and everything.
Mhm.
So the only way to compete with them was also to make a game that is also free.
Right. But there's not cross-platform.
So yeah, they don't have but Fortnite's been out here for a year now, right?
True. Okay.
So this is the way they did this is I like the way they just they were working on this, no one knew about it, right? And then Respawn that's the one who made this game,
Mhm.
and then they had the day of announcing it and they released it the same day.
Oh, no way.
So it was like
That's sick. That's just like they're copying the freaking people who drop albums now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that way you don't have competition can get ready.
Yeah.
They didn't expect this.
Oh, that's so
So
good.
Fortnite wasn't ready for this, and I had some things like within 8 hours they had 1 million players.
Wow.
Right. Within
Okay.
72 hours, they had 10 million players.
Wow.
Different
That's
players,
impressive.
but I think consecutively it was like a million or two. Probably now about 2 million.
See, the graphics in this game are super sick.
Mhm.
It's not as kiddie. I like the first person as opposed to the third person.
Yeah,
Um,
bit more serious.
it's a bit, it's more serious. There's no jump to your death, which I like as well.
Yeah.
Revive is really good.
Oh, so those are the things that made it different, because you gotta always try to evolve the battle royale world, right?
Wait, quick pause. You know what I really enjoy about the way, not only this podcast, but like, because essentially we've been doing this podcast before even podcasting, because we'd like go on walks and we talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I really like how we just went from a super intense like deconstruction of societal beliefs into a more superficial, like, this is video games.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I think people need to experience the duality of both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it's like, yeah, so you think too much in one way, you're gonna go crazy, bro. Anyways, jump back in.
Yeah. So the way they made the battle royale different was, well, they got the normal revive thing that
Okay.
they all have, but then what you also have is even when you do die, you can pick up their player card or something and
Uh-huh.
then go to a place forgot, like a revive spot.
Uh-huh.
So that area sometimes is a little bit more like heavy in.
Opponents?
Yeah, and there's like rare place, like they're not everywhere to
Okay,
find
true.
those like whatever it's called, like to revive the guy to make him come back into the game. So that was something that was way different,
Okay.
right, than any other battle royale. Once you die, you're dead
Yeah, I know. That was
And then your
super annoying.
until your last squad. So what could happen is and they only released with you have to play as 3 players,
Okay.
maximum of 60 squads, I think, or
Uh-huh.
60 people,
Uh-huh.
and whatever the number of squads that is, and divide that by whatever. And then,
So 10 teams. Oh, 20 teams.
yeah, 20 squads.
That's cool.
And then, so potentially, see our team, we could die. 2 of us could die. He can pick up both our player cards and then potentially revive both of us to come back into the game
Right,
in the last minute.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But the thing is, it would be unfair, let's say, to everybody if you just come back with full health and everything. So you do have to find health,
Oh,
pick
so
up some guns again.
Okay, so when you
So-
respawn, you have like limited health.
Yeah, so what you'd want is your player to help, drop off some loot that he's picked up so you can use. Like
Okay,
things
cool.
like that could potentially help you.
That's pretty sick.
So like those things made it totally different than any other battle royale.
Hmm.
And which made and then so if you're watching this, you guys seen that. They designed the game, so they
Hmm.
played the game, the Respawn, when they made it, to do it in a way where you don't have to communicate at all.
So, okay, how does that
So,
work?
but communicate in words, I mean. A lot of
Okay,
times
yeah,
you
yeah.
do need, like, someone has to have a mic,
Right.
right? And then mark off, someone's in this direction, whatever.
Right.
So
right.
on here, you can just double tap with your R1 for PS4 at least, and then just mark where they are. And it'll tell everybody on your team
Oh.
that they're
Can
there.
you show me right now?
Right
How's
there.
that work?
Right
Oh, that's sick. So is it like a notification and then people are like, oh,
Yeah,
hey,
they see
there's
that
guy.
as a red mark. Red mark means
enemy?
enemy.
Uh-huh.
And then if you just press it like that, that means just a marker that I want to go there.
Right. Do they have shields?
Yep. You pick up everything, shield.
No, regeneration shields like Halo?
Yeah, you can. Well, you have to pick those things up to rebuild those
okay.
shields.
Yeah.
So right now I still got full shield, so it's no use.
So, but it's not like Halo then. It's not like auto regenerate.
See, I just hit his armor.
Right.
No, it doesn't auto regenerate, but
Oh.
I think that would be a little too
Cheap.
powerful.
Oh, powerful. Yeah, true. I think that's really sick though. And you're saying, not you were saying, but like one of the features in this game is
Mhm.
that you have different characters you can choose from with different statistics.
Yeah.
So how does that?
So
how does it
it's kind of like a mix of Overwatch.
work? I've never
so-
played Overwatch.
Every player's got a certain ability
Okay.
that you could use in the game
Okay.
so you would try to potentially get better at one character,
Mm-hmm.
and then so for instance, I think mine is you can build portals for mine, so you can easily jump out of a action area.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the character I'm playing right now. Then there's Bangalore. That's another character that just drops missiles.
Oh, Bangalore, India.
That was a funny thing. Yeah, when I was there when this game got released, I was like, oh, this character's name is the same place where I'm at right now.
Oh, no way. Oh, okay. Oh, that's how I heard it because you told me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was like, oh, Bangalore. I heard that before. That's cool.
So yeah, I mean,
Who's your
it's-
favorite character to play right now?
Bangalore.
Oh, all right. Is that because you like the place, or like, you know what I mean? Like
No, just because
the
it was
characters actually. Like
No,
all right,
I was-
so
I
the
got
philosophical question becomes: do you pick the character because you like the way the character is and looks, or do you pick the character out of utility? So is it more hedonic or utilitarian?
No, I picked because of the name.
I know, that's funny because when we were like choosing characters, I was like, oh, this guy looks pretty sick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I had no, and then you're like, oh yeah, he's got a shield. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, doesn't matter.
Right.
Not very utilitarian in our choices.
No.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
find that though? Do you ever pick utilitarian characters?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just because because of the name, it just made
The
it
affinity
different.
towards it. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Or else, I think I would be picking this character. I like the portal system.
Mm.
That it just works out. Like we
This,
played.
who's this, Bangalore?
No,
Oh.
I'm not playing as that. So you can't both pick the same characters. You gotta always pick the something.
I think that's pretty cool because it's like then if you all have portals, then it becomes like unfair. Like
Yeah.
it's like weighted too heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are some of the options for the character powers?
What are some of the options they have?
Yeah, like is there anything like super cool that you're like, oh, I like this one? Like
haven't played
missiles or
No, I haven't played every one yet.
oh, okay.
So, like the Bangalore one I told you about the missile hit.
No, what? I don't know.
Like her thing is like drop bombs.
Oh, that's
And,
cool.
like a I don't know what they call that. Like
UAV raid.
yeah, something like that. And then there's this one was portals, as I was saying. The Wraith is portals. Some other ones have healing abilities.
Okay.
Shield for Gibraltar, the one that you picked.
Mm-hmm. He looks
And-
like a samurai.
I don't know Bloodhound. I've never played him yet. And then there's two other guys I want to unlock. This one is creating decoys.
Oh, that's cool. Like little clone jutsus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Like like Naruto.
Yeah, like he will, and then he'll like, has it worked? Is they like pop out of your body and runs, and then people are like, oh,
Mhm.
catch that guy.
I don't know if they run. I haven't played them, but it's more like it's a decoy, so they think it's a person that's standing there or something.
That's pretty cool.
So, but you're like, kind of.
How long did it take this game to create? Did they release any like info about it?
No, nothing about it before. I don't think so. People probably thought they were working on next Titanfall,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody expected this. I don't think
Nice.
anyone expected this. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like it a lot.
And yeah, right now they've beat out Twitch. They beat out Fortnite
On Twitch.
on Twitch
Oh wow,
to be like the #1 spot.
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So, are you just gonna stop playing all the other games now because this game came out?
Yeah, I mean, I want to.
Like our little obsessions keep changing.
Of
I
course,
just got
yeah, I mean
the-
that's what happens with any new game, though, right?
I just got the
Jump
the
Force?
Jump Force, and then now this came out. I'm like, oh,
It came
I
out
put Jump Force
it
on
came
the
yeah this came out
pause
on the
for a
Monday.
sec.
This came out on the Monday, and then your Jump Force came out on the Friday, and I was back on the Sunday. So
Yeah,
this is still isn't new to me.
that's the problem with the Jump Force though. Like, I just want to play the versus mode, and you have to go through the story, and I'm just like slacking on the story right now
Right,
because I'm like,
right.
oh man, I don't want to like have to play as my character. I just wanted to play as like that's the only drawback of it.
Right.
You know what would suck if I found out that the online is only the versus is only online.
Maybe we should have done that research if
We
that's
should have
true or
done
not.
that research. It's a cool game though. It's a cool game. The loading time's like insanely long though.
Oh,
So,
that's too bad.
yeah, I like these online free games because it's like it's more what do you call this? It's more like approachable
I think that
to
this
people.
is
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
This
you
is.
can cast a wider. I think marketing wise that people should
Like, see,
follow this.
I think they
freemium
are. They
model
are. They
more
are.
now.
I think they are learning this now because
Yeah.
the point is to get, you're getting all your, you're getting more players to play the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, more potential to also people, to buy.
to market to, yeah, for sure, for sure.
And yeah, exactly.
Do you know what game started it all in terms of this
Battle
kind of
Royale?
free? No, like
Or free?
It's kind of like freeness. You know, like Pokemon's free. That's an awesome game. This is free. Fortnite's free. What else is free?
There was a lot of free games, but it
But nothing
didn't
to
have
this
my.
scale.
It
Like
didn't have
like
my
this looks like a
interest.
purchase game.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
understand that like
yeah.
Fortnite's not a purchase game. It's like free. It's like, yeah, okay, the graphics could be a little better, blah blah blah. But like when you look at this, it's like, no, this took a lot of coding.
Yeah,
a lot of
I think they used a
texturizing.
lot of the same engines that they came from
But still, like,
the Titanfall.
like if this game was
time.
like $80, I'd be like, makes sense.
I guess so, but
Because it looks like a Call of Duty. Like this is like a Call of Duty killer,
okay.
Halo killer.
Yeah.
Because like the Call of Duty when we played, we only played the battle royale, right? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think marketing's getting more ingenious over time.
Yeah.
Like these methods. Yeah. Final thoughts on the game?
Amazing.
Amazing. What do you rate it?
Uh,
Solid 5 out of 5.
sure.
All right. I'll give it a 5 out of 5 too. Only played a little bit, but it seems pretty sick. Actually, you know what? I kind of like the evenness of the game, because then like Call of Duty games. That's the one drawback I feel of this game. Like it depends on your preference. Like how you can't choose. You know, and like each one has a different power.
Yeah.
Like I like the even playing fieldness of like those types of games.
No, yeah.
But that's just personal preference.
Yeah, that's personal
Like,
preference.
It just depends on what level of
I
strategy.
mean,
you want to,
I
like,
that's
learn.
why I liked Overwatch, because everyone had a different ability. So it's a mix for me that I like. That's why I like this.
Is it kind of like rock paper scissorsy, where it's like one character beats out the other character, or beats out the other character?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay.
I think they tried to level it
Okay, so
equally as possible.
there's not like a specific character where you're like, oh, this character is like
Overpowered?
destroying. Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's good.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an ongoing thing too, right? As you release it, you see what's going on, and then they would change it in the back end.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. All right. So,
There'll be more characters to come too. So
oh, really? They're gonna release more?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So not just limited to these 8.
Nope.
Oh. Did they do that for Overwatch too?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So they're following the Overwatch model. So this is basically the strategy that they're using is like Fortnite meets Overwatch.
Could be new maps as well.
Overwatch is free, right?
No.
Oh, too bad. Okay. Oh.
They had their time in the sun. Now they're.
Yeah, I remember you played that a lot.
Yep.
And now you're like, nah, B.
Now it's moving on to this is the latest one, Apex
Yeah.
Legends.
Oh, that's cool. Can you play it on your phone yet? No.
No.
Oh, so it's not like Fortnite.
Wait, Fortnite took a while before that happened.
The phone thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I
It
didn't know
wasn't
that.
like right away.
I just played it for the first time this year, or 2018, like last couple months ago. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, just came out like last week.
But still,
2 weeks ago, maybe.
Still,
Just chill.
all right, fine.
Take it easy.
But you,
You still gotta learn the characters.
yeah, all right, I feel you.
It's gotta take time.
It's sort of like how when Pokemon first came out, like there was nothing to do,
Yeah,
and
then
now it's
you
like
got
now
on.
it's insanely amazing.
Yeah, you got on after so many seasons later.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Where do these guys want to go? Okay.
All right, so final topic. I find this pretty interesting,
Mm-hmm.
but how perceptions change over time
Okay.
with, so like there is no set story in one particular thing. I guess what I'm trying to go
What
at
are you
is
talking
like,
about?
all right, so like tattoos, right?
Oh. Okay.
So before,
Hmm.
tattoos were seen as like a very how do I put this? They were in different cultures before,
Yeah.
right? They were like in Hawaiian culture, they were used for like
Mm-hmm.
like thousands of years.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe as like a means of like marking your distinction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then in like the early American eras, it was like sailors were getting tattoos, and then there were pirates that were getting tattoos.
Yeah.
And like most recently, they've become like fashionable body art. You know.
Yeah.
I was reading this book Bang Bang as I was waiting for my sister to get her tattoo. That
Okay.
They had it there, and like I was like, all right, this looks cool. He's like a celebrity tattooist, and one of his insights was that tattooing has become very fashionable.
Mm-hmm.
So like supermodels are getting them. They're getting like small tattoos, and then like everyone's into them now. But
Yeah.
I read this book, The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and when I was reading it, I was like, because I remember when I was getting my first ones, and then my mom was like, oh, it's like concentration camp.
Being branded.
Yeah, being branded, or like oh, only people in jail have those. You know, like it's that mindset, which I find kind of interesting. How this is how general society works.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think marketing is so, like, even though you wouldn't call it marketing,
Yeah.
it's still marketing.
Okay.
You know, like anything that plays with perception and like the narrative you tell yourself is like a marketing tactic, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I just find that interesting how like nothing can hold a specific place
Yeah.
for too long, you know?
Right.
But then if you look at it that way, like I was saying to you, if like Hitler appropriated the swastika, which was actually a symbol of power in Asian countries. And then like now with the tattooing, it's like, oh, okay, it's associated with, you know, concentration camps. You know they tattoo meat,
Oh no.
like pigs and stuff. Like they'll like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like in the when they're like processing it, they'll like tattoo the date or something.
Right.
Which when you said like, what did you say? Like, branding. Yeah. When you look at it that way, it's like, oh, they did see them as like pieces of meat. That's why they were just like,
Yeah.
you know, branding them. But yeah, like it makes you wonder like, what would you consider like good or evil?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that's why like in Nietzsche's book, like Beyond Good and Evil, he said that there's no such thing. But it's like if you look at things like fashion, it's even evident in that. It's like one day bell bottoms are cool, the next day they're not, and now they're taking a resurgence. You know? Yeah. The folly of human mind.
No.
Yeah. So, if you're thinking about getting one, definitely get one now. Now is the perfect opportunity because they're becoming like socially accepted.
Sure.
Yeah. Because you remember before, like how they're like, oh, you can't get tattoos, especially if you're working like in a bank or whatever. Remember, like early 2000s. That's why, you know, it's very unprofessional to have tattoos.
Right. Yeah.
And then somebody at work had like full body art, like full like wrist to back, and like was wearing like shirts to like show it off. I was like, wow, like culture's definitely shifted. You know, and progress with time.
Sure.
Yeah. But speaking of,
Don't think I'll ever get one.
no, of course, yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, it depends
But
on
that's
the
for a
person.
different reason. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not because of the cultural acceptance. It's about like, well, would I even get, or like,
Yeah.
But it's like we were talking about the white power, the circle game, how like memes get started, because like essentially what this is, like what a thought virus is a meme.
Oh, okay.
Right, like that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that is like
Oh, right.
A meme is actually like people associate memes with those pictures, but if you actually look at what a meme is, it's like an idea that spreads quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, and like and then like it's interesting how public perception, a good example of it being shifted, is like with those circle game. When we were kids, we played the circle game, and then on 4chan, oh, you're pulling up the definition of meme. All right, go for it. What does it say?
No. It just.
Correct me.
We all no. I just wanted to see what the original word was. Just go ahead.
Okay,
I don't
so
think it's there.
so like it's interesting with these thought viruses, and they can be shifted over time. So like with the power of the internet now, with the 4chan, they took those pictures of people playing the circle game, and then in that message board, they're like, let's make people believe that this is the symbol for white power. And then like if you watch the Tim Pool thing,
He's a cool guy. I was watching.
Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, I think you introduced me to Tim Pool, not like in person, but like his work.
Yeah.
But so like it's interesting that like they were like, oh, let's troll everyone, make them think this is white power, and then like I forgot what it was called, like the board. Some board was like, no, this is fake, but then journalists were like, no, it's real.
The human rights, some organization, something like that?
I can't remember what it was, but like one of them was like, oh, this is not real. It's just an idea virus, and then the reporters spread it.
Oh.
You know, and then public perception changed. Like you can't do the OK symbol in public now because it means white power. It's like what?
Okay.
And then the flat Earth thing, where it's like that was another 4chan thing where they're like, oh, people are so dumb, let's make them believe that there's flat Earth. And then now there's these flat Earth societies all started from these message boards online, but people don't know to like look back into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like the swastika thing. It's like, oh, that's a Hitler symbol. No, it's not. It's like it's an Asian symbol for power. Or like, oh, tattooing. It's like that's like negative. Those pirates had it. It was like, no, it's like it meant other things in different cultures.
Right.
You know, and I think, yeah, that's what I find fascinating.
I mean, that's the internet. That's my problem with the internet.
Which I find really interesting now, because like before there was no internet, you couldn't spread an idea so quickly, but now you can spread like memes like wildfire. You know, viral.
But
viral marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I guess in some, look at the origin of why you do things.
Right.
Actually, it was in the samurai book that I read where it's like if you read even if you read spiritual texts, if you don't question why, then you're liable to be a sheep.
Okay.
I like it's not word for word, but that's what they were saying in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's like question everything.
Mm.
Because you never know. Like how we found out that the Romans believed that they were descended from the god of war.
Yeah.
And then Constantine, who ruled over England, it wasn't called England at the time, it was like York. And then it got converted to England, which got converted to Great Britain, which sent ships across the world. They went into North America, which became America, and then Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where we are today.
Oh,
and that's why we have
America,
we have cult individualistic mindset because of the god of war mentality of conquer, conquer, conquer.
Right.
So it's like if you look at it in terms of that, it's like it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just, yeah. All right, final thought. We're so caught up in like looking at our momentary situation that if we
Alright.
expanded it towards like a timeline view,
Yeah. Like okay.
you know, like if you sped up time, it would all make more sense than this,
Yeah, to
like-
see the trail of
right. You know what I mean?
the migration of thought, I guess,
Yeah, and people.
and people. Yeah.
Whereas we think this moment in history is the most important. Well, it is because it's our moment.
Yeah.
But the way we feel about this moment is how somebody felt back in the Roman period. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you'll never know where. Yeah.
True.
Be cautious.
Okay.
All right. So next week we will hit up. Probably there's no movies coming out, right?
Not next week. I think it's the week after.
Yes, and we'll do a review for that one. We were going to do a review of Battle Angel, but Vish fell asleep. I tried to fall
No,
asleep.
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't.
My sister fell asleep 3 times.
I don't even know what happened in that movie.
I don't. I stayed awake and I don't even know what happened in that movie. It was so it was so confusing. I was like, okay, why are you going back and forth? Like,
Okay.
the graphics were really good, but the acting was really poor. But shout out to you guys who were acting because it's a hard field to make it in.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it doesn't work out. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but yeah, look forward to another weekly roundup next week. Till next time. Glad to have you back in Canada, Vish.
Okay.
All right. All right. Take it easy.
Yeah.